What's happening, y'all? It's been a few years since we've done an alligator, and I just happened to come off of a gator hunt down there in Florida. This particular gator I was able to harvest myself. Thank you to the Killer Curtis family. Let's get it cleaned up. As much as I would love to show you some cutting, that is not allowed here anymore. At the end of this video, I will tell you what is happening with me and this channel and how you can continue to watch uncensored, unfiltered content. I can't wait. Let's drop this thing down in the boil in 2 pieces. The only thing in that water is a little bit of Dawn dish soap just to help it degrease. I apologize for sounding funny. I've been fighting a bit of a cold, or as I like to call it, my gator skull cleaning sexy voice. Just a little FYI. Alright, so I pulled that bottom jaw out of the pot and I'm gonna wash it directly before I boiled it. I've been playing with this hot water washer for some time. It's still 1600 psi, but it's generating 280 degree water. I'm not in a position to talk about it just yet, but when I'm convinced that this is the answer, I will share that as well. Now, I gave that bottom jaw a really good hot water only try. For me, it just wasn't fast enough, so I drop it in the boil, give it a little time, and then I'm going to pick it up later. Always focus on the bottom jaw first. That bottom jaw is much more delicate and it needs to be addressed before you hit the top of the head. That being said, when you start on the head, there is no more important critter to spray into every hole and every orifice than a gator. Red tip, high power, let's get to washing. Alright, y'all, I have it about 90% clean, and you could see where I dumped a gallon of Mrs. K's liquid developer in there. That's 12% by volume peroxide. At this point, I had shut off the boil and I just added it to some hot water. Then I'm going to take the power washer and then just fine tune all the stuff that I may have missed in the initial kind of spray off. I like to hit those teeth from the side, not straight up and down, because I'm trying to blow through the tooth so I don't blow them out. I also spend a lot of time in the nasal cavity, a lot of time in the side of the jaw. There's so much meat and stuff inside there. You gotta make sure you got it sprayed and rinsed really, really clean. I never really hit this with a hard boil. I just gave it a really warm or a hot bath in order to kind of cook and loosen the meat, and then that hot water washer is really doing the job. A little something I may have breezed over there. Well, for sure I did. That bottom jaw split, which is very, very normal, especially if that gator is not fresh. If it's a little bit rotten, it will absolutely be weak in that front joint. Most predators will split in the bottom like this. Don't stress, it's nothing you did wrong. When you pull them out of the boil, the color batch, the final batch, then when the bone is soft, you'll kind of work it together and then press it in place and it will go back together beautiful. Don't worry about it, it's very, very common. Wash, 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 get everything you can clean. And again, don't get excited if it doesn't go as planned. No two skulls are identical. Just roll with it. All right. Y'all, oh, I got more junk on the lens. Let's just leave it. So, I've got a cold. We're on this gator hunt, man. I picked something up and I'm just fighting it. The gator skull came in today. It was a little bit frozen, so I put it in that sink and I thought, man, let me just try and do it tonight. I probably shouldn't have because I don't know how good the light is and everything, but I got it all washed up really good. Essentially, because it looked a little bit stained, that skull was a little bit rotten when it got here. It doesn't take long for that any sort of flesh in those warm climates to just deteriorate right now. Part of the reason that jaw come in half. Anyway, long story short, I boiled it, I got it clean, and I'm gonna leave it overnight in that white bone mix. So that's maybe a gallon of peroxide to make 6 gallons of water. I got it hot, brought it to a boil, so I know it's just leaching all that color in and it's pushing all that oil out, but I'm gonna leave it overnight. We'll address it in the morning and it should be bright white. Boom, like a fancy cooking show. It's the next morning. That skull has been sitting in that warm peroxide. I fire it back up just to bring it to temp, and you can see the oil on the top of that pot. That is the job of the peroxide. I pull it out and then I just power wash it, real gentle like, because everything that I missed the night before is gonna be like a real tender, kind of gelatinous yellow goo. I'm gonna blow it off. Here you will lose a few teeth, but I like to kind of go one by one and put it right back in its same hole. I will tell you for sure that you want to clean as good as you can around those teeth. I just want them in their original spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and blow them off as good as I can here without losing them, and then I'm going to take like a little O-ring puller and scrape around the tooth once I've got it all done. Remember me saying too, when that jaw splits in half, when they come out of the peroxide and it's hot and the bone is soft, then you want to press them together and they'll kind of harden and stay in shape. You can always put a little drop of glue in there later, but get them to fit back together while they're wet through the dry period. Most of y'all could recite the next part word for word, but I let that skull dry in front of a fan for 24 hours, and then I give it a really good coat of flooring mop and glow. This product essentially leaches into the bone, kind of gives it a real light sheen, if you will. It locks in all that porous material and keeps dust from settling in. It's fantastic, beautiful product for any skull. Yo, gator skull. Did you guys watch the hunt? If you didn't, go back one video, watch the hunt. I think it is just beautiful. Everything about it is stunning. All of South Florida to me is just beautiful. You're gonna need to like bugs and a little bit of humidity, but other than that, it's gorgeous. That gator's all done. You can see all them teeth in there. What's up with that? All right, I want to recap. So I promised you I'd tell you what's going on with the WHITEBONE Creations channel. In short, I will forever share right here on YouTube. Don't think I'm going away. That's not what I'm doing. And I only share here to help teach and encourage people to do things that I think are just life-changing. Learning how to preserve your animals, hunting, fishing, providing your own food, all those things that really make life, in my opinion, whole and complete. Now, everybody knows that YouTube is the largest marketing firm in the world. Nobody bigger. And when you get to a certain level, whenever you're at the top of anything, you're a constant target. A few years ago, YouTube had some ad issues and they had to kind of refix everything. Hunters, people with firearms, people that fall in this space that I'm in, we're all in, just got lumped into this offensive or not safe for advertising space. They give us a set of rules, a set of criterias, and the truth is I can't give you everything I want to with their rules. So I have partnered with Vimeo OTT to do a streaming platform. It's really hard for me to say because it's not natural for me, but essentially there's going to be a WHITEBONE Creations app for your iPhone and a WHITEBONE Creations app for your Android. November 1st, you will be able to go in, download that app, and then watch ad-free, no restriction. I can say whatever I want. I can show you whatever I want. And I'm going to take and give you content that I used to be able to give you. You're going to see in-depth skinning. You know how we took 70 some animals and we did skull cleaning? I'm going to take those same animals and I'm going to show you how to field dress them. I'm going to show you how to quarter them, how to skin them. And I'm going to take all those same approaches. I'm going to show you the kill shot. I'm going to show you the after the shot. I'm going to show you the stuff that I think is really, really important. Most people interested in hunting, they're not scared about the shot or harvesting the animal. If you're new to it, they don't know what to do when it hits the ground, and there has to be resources out there. And there is, all over YouTube, all over the internet, lots of fantastic people sharing it. I want to be one of those people that's sharing it too. So the short of it is, this is a gator skull cleaning video, and this skull is beautiful. Thank you again to the Curtis family for allowing me to tag along and to let me harvest this one. Lots of questions on that video. Are you messing up the skull when you shoot them between the eyes? There's the two eyes. They tell you, hold it right there where his eyes are and then come 3 inches back. This big old void, so you're just separating the spine. One other detail, which I'll cover here just real quick, is I did one of these for Robert Arrington over at Deer Meat for Dinner years ago. And he said, man, it started to stink. I think we left some stuff in the nose because we just had a little power washer. He said no, he thinks it was the teeth because they're a cap and there's stuff in there. Something that I always forget to tell everybody is I'm a West Coast guy. It's bright and sunny and dry. So I get drying times that are much faster than most, and I don't get humidity issues or stink or any of that stuff. But if you're in one of those climates that's heavy humidity, like you would in any of these gator hunting environments, if you're not pulling these teeth, you're doing what I showed you here today, you're going to want to make sure you dry in front of an air conditioner, something that's dehumidifying, and make sure they're good and dry. I guess that's the end of it. Thank you so much. Be kind. If there was ever a way you could help this channel, and people have asked for years, and I have never asked, accepted a sponsor dollar or 1 red cent from anybody because it's not my goal, but if you want to help, the place to do it would be the OTT apps. I will absolutely send a launch video November 1st, and I can't wait to see you all there. Thanks for watching.